will never give up. We will never concede.
A U.S. judge on Monday dismissed the federal criminal case accusing Donald Trump of attempting to overturn his 2020 election defeat. That came after special counsel Jack Smith, the lead prosecutor overseeing the case, moved to dismiss it and also end his attempt to revive a separate case accusing Trump of illegally retaining classified documents after leaving office in 2021. The moves represent a huge legal victory for Trump. Prosecutors said a long-standing DOJ policy, which maintains that sitting presidents should not face criminal prosecution, requires the case to be dismissed before Trump takes office in January. It's also a major pivot by Smith, who obtained indictments against Trump in the two cases, accusing him of crimes that threatened U.S. election integrity and national security. The 2020 election subversion case came after a probe into Trump's attempts to hold on to power following his loss to Joe Biden and following the January 6, 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol. In August of last year, Trump had pleaded not guilty to 4 federal charges accusing him of conspiring to obstruct the collection and certification of votes following his 2020 loss. Upon taking office, Trump had been expected to order an end to both the 2020 election case and to Smith's appeal in the documents case.
Northvolt's financial collapse could spell the end of Europe's ambitions to set up its own battery industry to power electric cars. It sparked debate over whether the continent needs to do more to attract investment, as startups struggle to near Chinese rivals. The Swedish company, Europe's biggest hope for an EV battery champion, filed for bankruptcy in the US on Thursday. That's after funding talks with investors and creditors, including Volkswagen and Goldman Sachs, failed. Northvolt, whose motto is Make Oil History, has received more than $10 billion in equity, debt and public financing since its 2016 startup. But it said it needed up to $1.2 billion in new funds under the restructuring process, which it hopes will end by the end of March. In recent months, it has shrunk the business and cut jobs in a bid to shore up its finances. It has struggled to produce sufficient volumes of high-quality batteries, and lost a $2.1 billion contract from BMW in June. That has left Europe's ambitions to build its own battery industry looking like a distant dream. In recent years, Northvolt led a wave of European startups investing tens of billions of dollars to serve the continent's automakers as they switch to EVs. But growth in EV demand is moving at a slower pace than many in the industry projected. And data shows China has taken a huge lead in powering EVs, controlling 85% of global battery cell production. Making batteries and cells, the units that store and convert chemical energy into electricity, is a delicate process. Doing so at scale is a challenge for any battery maker. Northvolt has missed some in-house targets and curtailed production at its battery cells plant in northern Sweden. Alongside this, analysts have said China is technologically 10 years ahead of the West in batteries. At least 8 companies have postponed or abandoned EV battery projects in Europe this year.
Recent advancements in artificial intelligence and engineering have the potential to change the world in many ways, from healthcare to disaster response. And now there's a push from companies racing to be the first to introduce AI-powered robots into our everyday lives. With proponents like Tesla CEO Elon Musk saying there could be billions of humanoid bots roaming the Earth by 2040 and costs falling, the market looks set to explode. Here at the International Conference on Humanoid Robotics in Nancy, France, more than 24 companies alongside research institutions are showcasing their latest machines.
We are really witnessing a huge revolution, a huge increase in the number of startups.
Serena Ivaldi is Director of Research at the INRIA Center at the University of Lorraine.
In the last year, there has been a revolution in the actuation and in some mechatronics components, and so the robots now are more robust, more efficient, more performing, and also the cost has decreased, which enables more companies, more labs to produce new prototypes.
Ivaldi says that cheaper engineering costs have allowed a rise in startups developing robotics. While engineers design the machines to mimic human form and movement, AI provides the brain power, helping the robots to learn from their environment, make decisions, and perform complex tasks. Ivaldi also says new AI methods that incorporate image and language processing will make the machines more useful.
Right now, in the AI domain, there is a lot of work that is done with pre-trained models that start from a lot of examples, a lot of demonstrations. But I think it's not that far the moment where the AI methods will exhibit the generalization capacity that enables the robot to do new stuff that is explained on the fly without having demonstrations.
Companies like Microsoft, Google, Meta, Amazon, and Nvidia have already invested billions in adopting AI. According to venture capital firm Excel, funding of AI and cloud companies in the US, Europe, and Israel is estimated to hit nearly $80 billion by the end of 2024. But as some robots showed off their skills at the conference, Agnieszka Łukowska from the Italian Institute of Technology warned that we are still a ways away from seeing the sorts of robots we'd recognize from science fiction.
Well, I guess at this moment is what I just mentioned, is being naturally in real time able to respond to the environment, to the human, and act in complex environments like home, for example, or clinical setting like where we are. So I think this is still a big challenge, and we're very far away from making robots fully autonomous to be able to interact with humans in such a way.
Its steel-making roots date back to the early 1800s. But ThyssenKrupp Steel plans to cut some 40% of its workforce over the coming years. It announced the latest painful overhaul on Monday, with workers at the German industrial giant promising fierce resistance. The country's largest steelmaker, a division of ThyssenKrupp AG, is under pressure from cheaper Asian competitors. It's seen operating losses in 4 of the past 5 years. With a workforce of 27,000, the German firm said it would axe 5,000 of those roles by 2030, and another 6,000 through spin-offs or divestitures. The goal is to reduce personnel costs by some 10% on average in the coming years. ThyssenKrupp Steel said it wants to adapt to future market expectations by reducing production capacity. Germany's industrial star has been fading in recent months as production slows, foreign demand ebbs, and costs rise.